So I'm back today and I want to talk about my 7-day post-op and how I was feeling. And then I also want to talk about some like negatives to having the VSG like after you get it. So let's get started. So my 7-day post-op was really good. I felt amazing. However, the road to getting to the 7-day post-op was a little rocky. There was no pain. I did have aching. I did have, swelling. I did have bloating because actually as soon as I got out of surgery, unfortunately, I got my menstrual cycle. So I was really battling, like healing and then being bloated and then gas in your stomach. It wasn't too painful. I know that I did have to walk a lot, which they tell you to walk a lot. I did have to take down more fluid than what I actually could, get down my, throat at one time. I mean, it was a lot of fluid. It was like 64 ounces. And when your stomach is really bloated and, it's just a lot to have to take down. But thankfully, by my 7-day post-op, I was good to go. My incisions are healing up amazing. Actually, my doctor used this kind of like Dermabond, where it's kind of like a skin glue, and so it started peeling off like a few days ago. So it's slowly coming off. It looks a little nasty. I'm kind of glad that I shot an incisions video before all this this catastrophe, all this mayhem happened with these incisions. But if you shower daily, little bit will come off at a time. The glue dries up, things like that. I don't have a lot of negatives, just like because I said, like, I am a person who has a high tolerance for pain. I really didn't have any problems as far as pain, and managing pain. My first one that I just could not take is the fact that, when you go into surgery, they put a tube down your throat, and it's down there. It's deep down in there, I guess, whatever. One of the nurses said that when they take the tube out, there's like a bunch of, like, I guess, mucus and whatever. There's a bunch of crap all over the tube. I guess maybe it got in the tube. I don't know. The toll that it takes on your throat is no joke. Like, I will actually link below the 2 videos for when I was in the hospital. And if you notice, like, I'm talking like, I'm better now. But when I was in the hospital, that tube being taken out of your throat, like, literally, it sounds like you have bronchitis. It's really bad. I don't know if it, the uncomfortableness depends on how rough they were putting the tube down your throat or pulling the tube out. But all I know is that up until like day 5, post-op, and day 6, I had like the roof of my mouth, in the back of my mouth, was very sore. Insane. I hated it. Like, they sent me home with some throat spray, but I just had a bunch of mucus and crap, and they said that that's normal, but it was just so annoying to the point, like, I was just so frustrated with my throat. I didn't have that much patience because I did get my menstrual cycle, as soon as I came out of surgery. So, that gives you like a heightened annoyance level. But I was just so done, and it was bad. So the other negative that I was not too, pleased with was the fact that I got dehydrated. I still am a tad bit dehydrated. I don't know. I can't remember if I talked about this in any of my other videos, but I do know that, the videos that I'm going to link below, I was eating ice chips and things like that because I was in the hospital. But when I came home, like I said, my throat was so screwed up that I barely wanted to just take in any fluids or anything like that. But I got really dehydrated from my pain medication that they gave me to take home, and I was taking it like 3 times a day. Not because I wanted to get high or, any crazy thing like that. I don't take pills or anything, but I wanted to take it because I did feel like my stomach was bloated, and I had my menstrual cycle, and you know, I had a tad bit of cramping, and so I just wanted to mute out either the cramping or mute out like the aching around my incisions and the bloating and the gas and stuff like that. So I was taking, you know, this pain medication called Lortab 3 times a day. Unfortunately, it made me very, very dehydrated. Well, my clinic called in to talk to me, asked me how I was doing, and I just told them, I was just like, you know what, I'm so dehydrated, I don't know what's going on. Like, my tongue was literally white. So she gave me certain suggestions, and then she finally got to the point where she was like, are you still taking your pain medication? I was like 4 days post-op, you know, when she called and asked me how I was doing, and I was like, hell's yeah, I'm still taking my pain medication, honey. I am not going through the ringer, and I have my menstrual cycle. You must be crazy. So I was like, of course I'm taking it. She's like, well, how many times a day? I was like, what the serving says on the bottle, which is 3 times a day. Like, what do you think? So anyway, she was like, well, you should start weaning yourself off of that. You know, you shouldn't be on your pain meds for this long. You should be, you know, starting to replace them with Tylenol. And so, you know, I have Tylenol here and everything, but I'm like, Tylenol, the thing about it is that the pain medication came in 1 tablet. Tylenol, like, to get my dose of Tylenol that's actually going to help my pain or well, my aching and all that other crap that I was dealing with, I would have had to literally take like 8 or 9 pieces of the tablet of the Tylenol, because Tylenol, I think it's like 500 milligrams is what I had for each tablet. And then I had to cut it up into pieces because, you know, once you get this surgery, you can't eat like a spoonful of anything. You have to sip everything. You have to chew everything. I had to cut 2 Tylenol tablets up into like 4 or 5 pieces. And so just imagine sitting there like, and you can't take a big gulp of drink or whatever it is that you're sipping on. You have to sip, so you don't get much liquid down with the tablet. So when it goes down, you know, sometimes you can feel it and everything. I didn't feel like going through that, so I was taking my pain meds. She did, however, explain to me that I didn't know how serious it was, but she said it was a narcotic, and she said that, you know, you need to start weaning yourself off of it. So I was like, okay, girl, I got you. I think I'm like 9 days post-op right now. I tried to get my 7-day post-op up as fast as I could. However, I've been busy and I haven't had the time. That was the 2 negative that I can pretty much think of. I don't really have any other negative. You know, I haven't been out for a long time. I haven't even been out for 2 weeks. So the fact that I lost almost 30 pounds, I'm very, very, very ecstatic about that. I'm happy. And that's what you can look forward to, you know. Being able to lose the weight a lot quicker than you ever imagined you would, but also, you know, keep in mind that your massive weight gain, or no, not weight gain, that'd be horrible. Your massive weight loss is going to take place within the first like 3 to 5 or 6 months that you are post-op. So you want to really make sure that, you know, if you're into the train, like resistance training, making sure you don't get flab or anything like that. Like, as soon as you get out and you feel like you can lift a weight, or you feel like you can, I don't know, touch the sky, whatever, just make sure that you start as soon as possible, because the weight will just melt off, melt off, melt off, and before you know it, you will look like, you know, you were in a fat suit at one point and now you have just flab hanging off like somebody just drenched you in lard. Alright guys, that is it for this video. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment box below. I answer all questions no matter what. If you want to send me a personal message, that is okay as well. I will answer all your questions. All the videos that I had mentioned throughout this entire video will be linked below. And again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!